day. Does it work? If it doesn't, like, why are we doing this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
Okay. So here, I want to work him on the long line, and I just want you to go back and forth in the shade right here, and just keep doing what you're doing. And when I tell you, I want you to move him onto place. Okay? Good job. Give him a nice turn into. Nice. Okay, stop right there. Oh, we lost him. Okay, keep moving.
Yeah,
I wanted to see where he was at because I saw something over there, and I was like, let me see if he stops with you.
The squeak is the.
Oh, is that kind of a trigger for him?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a bird or a squirrel?
That's a squirrel.
Okay.
But there's a big hawk up in that tree. You see it? Right on the right hand side.
Oh, I see him.
Yeah, there's a big. That's a Cooper's hawk. I'm pretty sure. And he's probably hunting those squirrels.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I hope.
Fade back on him. Nice. Okay, move him to place. And as you move him, like right place.
Place.
Good. Beautiful. Nice. Yep. Yeah, you can give him a little bit of love right there. Now I want you hang on to your leash and just start backing up from him. Okay, move back into him. I just wanted to see where he's at as far as his. Yep, moving back onto place. Good. Beautiful. Stay right there for just a second. So what you're doing here is you're doing what we refer to as the follow-through part of communicating to him, right? So you've used your leash and your body, and we use a verbal command in this scenario to communicate to him that I want you on this little bed right here, right? And by you, I don't know if you've done this before or if you're just instinctual about it, but you stay here kind of enforcing your boundary, which is exactly what I want you to do. So, especially in the beginning, while we're really driving this point home, we've got to follow through with the dog so that everything we're communicating to them is super, super clear.
Okay.
Because if you just move him onto place here and then you just take off walking away, what's he gonna do? Probably follow you, right? Especially because we've just been doing long line work. So he's like, wait, I thought you wanted me.
Yeah.
What you're doing here with your body and your energy, we're following through with him to let him know this is where I need you, right? Right here. And now you are gonna create a little bit of distance. You just walk away a little bit. Oh, perfect. Beautiful. And that's all it took, was that one little, and he's like, okay, got it. And he already shifted. You didn't have to give him a down command. He's giving it to you.
Yeah.
Because that's what you've communicated to him. I see so many people struggle with, they move, sit down, and I'm like, you don't need to do that.
Like, if I tell him, I will give him a wait command, like, especially if I'm out here doing something.
Yeah.
And I will, I mean, like, honestly, usually when I tell him, Odin, wait. Odin, wait. I mean, it doesn't matter what I do. He won't really talk.
Good. Until you give him that release command, right? What do you use?
Fine.
Oh yeah, you're talking about in front, okay.
I said, what?
Right. And so if you want to be clear about that, just give him a little bit of, let's go, give him a little bit of pressure.
He's usually like, ooh.
Yeah, that's okay. You got something in your eye, dude?
I know. It was like,
You got the little pinky eye. Okay, you're such a good dog. You guys are like the perfect. I love it. So refreshing for me.
I know. I told you I'm not gonna be your typical client.
You're not, and I just love it so much. It makes me so happy.
I'm gonna be, yeah. Of course, now I didn't just get him, so we had a little head
Oh
start.
no, yeah, you've done a lot of the work for yourself,
Yeah.
so which is good.
Right. So it's like,
Okay, so let's take a couple more little laps here and be kind of engaging with him, fade back, do some turn intos, and then I'm gonna give you another place. Kind of throw it in there. Yeah, you're doing such a great job.
look at it. Oh, another one.
Good job. Your leash handling is beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, on to place. Beautiful. Good job.
Now, are you of the idea that I don't care if he's sitting, standing, laying down, as long as he's at place?
He's gonna shift.
Okay,
He's gonna shift on his own.
that's how I am.
Yeah.
It's like I don't care what you're doing
This
out
is
there, as
not-
long as you're there.
This is not an obedience test of sitting down. He's
Right.
gonna give you that.
Yeah.
Again, like, as long as his body's on, and right now we're using this raised bed. It could be a towel,
Right.
it could be his dog bed,
Right.
it could be that rock.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
As long as his body's here, we're, yep, and you can use your leash too. There you go, good. Beautiful. We're training the mind. This
Right.
is about the mind.
Right.
We're training the mind. That no matter what's going on around you, when you're here, the goal is nothing.
Right.
The goal is meditation. It's doggy meditation. That's what it is. And we're gonna, right now we're
He's not
doing,
meditating.
he's gonna get there though, yeah. And that's where we're at right now. But his body's doing what we've asked him to, and he's gonna shift here in a second. When he realizes that his body, we're not allowing, your mind might be still moving forward over there, but we're not allowing your body to go with it right now.
Right.
So once we get your body and your mind together, you're gonna realize, oh, okay, well, you know what? Since I'm gonna be sitting here, let me just get comfortable.
Right.
And his body's gonna follow.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And what you're doing is exactly what I want you to do.
Oh,
There's not a lot of words. All you're doing is holding
I
your
don't like to
boundary.
talk a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. Me neither. That's why I love the dogs because you don't need a lot. And yeah, like ears are perked up. He's still prey drive there, but that's okay. That's okay. This is where we're at right now. And we're doing this here alone with just the two of you. I wanted to see where we're at with this. Kind of see how much we need to clean this up, which isn't too much. We're gonna start implementing this around other dogs because that's gonna be a
Oh, yeah.
big element
Absolutely.
of his comfortability around other dogs and kind of what I talked about earlier, giving him options.
Yeah, well, like what I said is really weird. It's like, I have friends with German Shepherds, okay? And we don't see them very often because they live on the coast and stuff.
Are
so
these your friends that are going on the trip with you?
one of them is, yes. Okay, and even it's like, there's one gal that when we are at the rescue, she brings her dog, and then we go like over to Bates after.
Yeah.
Like the first time we met, okay, I walked him over, we walked. He never had a problem. He doesn't have a problem like that. It's, I think between the car and that, it's things coming at him.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a problem. I don't know if it's my energy. Probably they're my friends and I know their dogs and I don't know what it is, but he's never had a problem ever with any of my friends' dogs going out for a walk.
It could be, how do we start those greetings? Like, are we taking a walk? Are we just meeting up like, oh, hey, and then we start walking together?
Yes, that's it.
That's exactly
There's no
what it
meeting.
is, Carol.
There's no meeting. I don't let them meet. I don't let them do anything. We're walking first, and then maybe after the walk, or even maybe the second time, they can go and greet each other in the beginning.
There we go. Yeah.
That's how
So
I do
that's
it.
the difference.
But he
Because
doesn't get to meet those dogs either.
the dogs he's reacting to?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but you and your energy and your friends and their energy, you guys are all in agreement with what's going on there, right?
Right.
They know either because you've talked about it or we've come up with a strategy that like, hey, Odin kind of struggles sometimes when dogs come towards him. So when we meet up here, we're just gonna walk together, parallel next to each other, because that shifts the dogs from prey of there's pressure coming at me from another dog and I need to react to that, to now the brain is shifted into, oh, we're migrating together.
Yes.
We're moving together.
Yes.
We're together in motion.
Yeah, he
And
very
that's-
rarely has a problem with
That's
that.
so much easier for dogs.
Yeah, and I think that's his issue in the car. He looks
Okay.
out the window, and I mean, it can be a person, it can be anything. If it's, he used to, even if there was like horses in the, boy, I use brown for good. So I try to use words that, not everybody says, and bra in Swedish is good, so,
Okay.
I know, so, and then, cause we've had this problem in the house of saying, okay, and
Yes.
then, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
You know.
I had that problem I use either that or break as my
Yeah,
release word.
yeah.
And I remember I was pack walking a couple years ago, and I had like 16 dogs I was pack walking, and it was I think it was maybe May. It wasn't quite this time of year, but it was starting to get warm, and everybody was in the shade under a tree, and I dropped some of the leashes, and we're just sitting there, and I'll never forget. It's me and my partner. And I said, oh man, I just need a break. And I sat down, and all 16 of them stood up. And I was like, oh shit, no!
I know, it's super high. That's why, like fry is usually my release, and it's like, you never really, unless you want a french fry, you don't say that word. You don't say raw very often.
Yeah.
So I try to use words, and I don't really like to throw out a lot of commands. I like to just be like, point and go,
Yeah. Yeah. Your energy speaks a lot louder than the words do anyway. So he's kind of gone through what I was talking about,
He's
and now
awesome.
he's like, okay, well, I guess I'll just.
He's awesome.
We're here, right? Okay, so now
like in the evening.
Drop your long line there completely. Now I want you to walk this way. And now if he gets up to break, no worries, just go back over there, pick up your long line, and we'll move him back on place. I'm just gonna create a little bit of distance, and we can just kind of keep talking like normal. And giving him a little bit of practice here of like what this means. And I love the fact that we're doing this here while he's looking at the stuff that usually triggers him, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm a little nervous about him taking off.
It's okay. It's okay. If he
like that, that he hears a trailer.
Okay, so walk over to him. No worries. Let them pass.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to love him up a little bit. Just very good. Because he had a choice right there, Carol.
He did.
Yeah.
He was
had a choice. Yeah.
He knows that. He knows that pisses me off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't want him doing that.
Yeah.
For
And
safety also.
So the other thing that we could do, you have a really fantastic set. I was in the middle of your property. The other thing that we can do is tether.
Yeah.
So for place. So like right here, this is a really good spot. You got shade here. You're looking directly at what usually triggers him. And if we really want to get solid about working on him, look, dude, we don't have to charge the fence every time we hear a trigger, right? And say you and the missus are over here having lemonade or something, nice glass of wine at the end of the day. Bring him out here.
And this is what we do.
Practice someplace, and then you have this lovely little area here where we can just tether him.
Well, it's that you said that because the other day I tethered him to that chair. That's the chair that I have a camera. And there was a squeak, and I'm gonna tell you, he took off. I heard the wood crack.
Okay.
I mean, it was like, he rarely does that. And I mean, it was just like.
Were you out here with him?
Yeah. We were both
sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So.
I mean, he was fairly calm. I usually let them do their thing.
Yeah.
And then we bring in.
Yes.
Come in. We put them both on leads. We pretty much like do a place on that green thing.
Yeah.
They kind of like put his being in the dirt. But we kind of do, and I kind of tell him to just kind of lay down, only because I feel like it kind of changes his mind a little bit when I give him a command to go down, because otherwise he's like this.
Yes.
But
this is super solid though, because
super.
Instead of a down a lot of times can come with like some anticipation of like, okay, this is temporary. I'm gonna break out of this, right? And so a lot of times we can end up like building anticipation of the
Okay,
dog.
so then just not give him anything. The only reason I do this is because he will fixate. He will stand up and he will fixate.
Yeah.
On anything out there. If they're running around in the evening, if they're, people are coming home from work or whatever, he won't relax on a place like that.
Yeah.
He will be up and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and that's the state of mind that's giving us the problem.
So how do I get out of that?
This.
Okay.
You need to be practicing more of this.
Okay.
Yeah, and this comes after the physical fulfillment we talked about in our consultation, which I know you're already like on the track, like working that out. because he's a working breed dog, right?
Right.
So, and this is a job for him, as simple as it looks.
Oh, I know.
This is a job.
tough for him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like one of these people on the internet. This is amazing for him right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't normally see this,
Good. I'm glad.
so I'm like thrilled.
Great. So you're already implementing so many of these ideas. It's just little things we've got to tweak here and there.
Yes, I agree.
You're already like you're so intuitive. You've already absorbed a lot of the information from a lot of great different trainers, it sounds like, and you're already doing the work. It's just little things we've got to tweak. You're already doing place work, but you're not. Does that make sense? Like you're doing it, but there's, so if we can implement this, and the kind of back to the tethering part of this, if you're gonna tether, rule number one, it needs to be on something sturdy, because of like what you talked about. Rule number two, don't ever tether the dog and then completely leave.
Oh, no,
Because you're gonna end up having, which I don't think I have to tell you this, but I have to say this out loud
I get it.
reasons.
No.
Because that can lead to disaster. Obviously, the dog can get injured.
Yeah, I don't even really like doing this on the prong in case he does take off.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, that's just me.
Do it on a slip.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what it was. And he didn't move me, but I mean, it was definitely.
He hit the end of that back foot, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was shocked that he, like, kind of did that. I mean, it's like, you're on here, did you just forget that?
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah.
And he thought he could just.
That prey drive, man, when it kicks in.
Oh,
Yeah. So in moments like that, say you and the missus are out here with your other dog, you've got him on place here, he's tethered to something, or even if he's not, even if you just have the leash in your hand, whatever. Once you see him start to fixate, I don't want you to, there's a very fine line here between like micromanaging the dog and frustrating the dog and yourself, and bringing him back to baseline with you. So if he's on a prog or if he's on a slip, if you see him start to fixate, all you've got to do is pick up the leash and give him just a little, don't cop him. This is not a correction. This is direction, is what this is.
Okay.
And give him a little bit of pressure, and just bring, so see, just like that. He doesn't have to look at me, but he's like,
looking somewhere else.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that sounds
that sounds
great.
And this is, if you're already in explosion mode, it's too late.
Right.
What if he gets to explosion mode, what I want you to do is untether him if he's tethered. If you just have the leash there with you, pick up the leash, do a couple of little back and forths, get the energy out, move the energy out with him, and then bring him back on place.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because trying to, once he's in explosion mode,
oh yeah, it's too late.
it's too late. We've got to let that energy and that moment dissipate.
Right.
I mean, sometimes I shake it out too.
Right.
Man,
And there is a frustration level. I mean, I just want him to be like this, but rarely is he like like this. But it's
so
like,
we need to be practicing.
So basically, no words. We're just. I not even say place, right? Just come here and sit next to me in the chair.
Especially in the beginning, just like with any other command, we need to make it clear what we're asking before we start naming it. Because words, you start throwing out words too soon, you can muddy them up.
Right.
So where you're at right now, do you have to say place? No, not where you're at right now.
I mean, I want a lot of the stuff he does implied.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like, that's down the road for sure.
I mean, I feel like when I have the leash, it's implied you're gonna stay at my side until I let you walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I tell him to get in, and when he gets in, he gets right here, and then I'm like, let's go. And it's implied that the leash is the boss now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's my way of thinking, and it could be,
Yeah.
I mean, you can change my mind, but what I'm saying is, I like to say, like, okay, if I go down, if I sit down, and I bring him, and I just let him, that it's implied that him to be settled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and further down the road, it absolutely will be.
Okay, yeah.
Because we've created patterns,
Right.
and we've created clarity, and we have communication and connection via our leash.
Okay.
It's the leash is your direct line of communication with your dog.
Right.
And which I have absolute complete faith in you that you're going to be consistent and clear about your communication with him, because I'm already seeing it. We'll be able to ditch the leash. You'll be able to ditch all the other tools. and it will be applied to him. That when I put this, whatever it is, this little mat, this little whatever, if I tell you place down, or if I come to sit down and we've done this over and over and over again, you understand, oh, okay, all right, it's time to do nothing. It's time to meditate.
So in the beginnings now, what do? Do I tell him place? Do I, like, if I go to sit down there?
Yeah. Let's practice this.
And, well, I can walk around with him again, right? Is that what you kind of want me to do? Do this walk around again and then put him in a place? Or,
Right now?
yeah, or what do you want to do? I mean, if I go to sit down, because this is going to happen tonight.
Okay.
He's done his little thing.
Yeah.
We're ready to kind of settle down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't give him a command, so I don't need to release him. I can just walk away.
You can.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, because you're your leash is
Right.
your communication right now.
so if we're coming in here tonight and,
Yep.
and I'm sitting down,
Yep.
okay, just what do I do? Do I say place? What,
You need to
what do
give
I
him
do?
something. If it's this green mat,
Yeah, I'm
it
gonna-
can be this
I'm
green
in-
mat.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So stand up over here. And you're gonna come right here, and just right here in front of the table, I want you to tell him place.
Okay. Place.
So this is
Okay,
where
what do I do? You know, it's like,
this is where like this green mat it's a little
it's too
big.
All right,
and
let
it's
me
not,
take a towel out here or something.
Yeah. Right now we can use this, but you can use a towel. So
Okay, okay.
especially in the beginning, Carol,
I
it's
know.
gotta be something
Clear.
super clear.
Okay, so I need
Because
to.
you're not gonna get the same effect.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So for right now, what I want you to do, and you're gonna see it very differently than what we just saw a second ago. So move him on.
Place.
Walk into that back end, move that foot up. There, perfect. And so now you can have a seat there. And then you'll be out
Yeah,
here
talking,
with your
yeah.
wife, talking, doing your thing. And you have a hold of his leash, so whenever we need, if he makes a mistake,
Yeah.
good. Good learning moment. No big deal.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
not a
I
big
just
deal.
keep putting him back on.
Yes. And right now, yeah, you're gonna maybe we have to move him back on 4 or 5 times.
Now, if I saw that he was going to initiate getting off, he just kind of initiated that, like wanted. Then
So that's where that
I just put a
pressure-
little bit of.
Yeah. And the way you're angling it, beautiful. Like you know how to angle your pressure to get the result that you want, which is fantastic. I love that. And yeah, again, like don't get too caught up on
Down,
sit or
yeah.
down. He's gonna give you that in a minute. Yeah. Right now, just worry about holding your boundary here with him, and you're gonna be able to do that with your leash. And again, this goes back to, can you do place early in the morning before? Lovely. Before
Now,
you
should
had,
I?
if you'd like, yeah, go for
I
it.
mean-
Give him a quick little, just like that. Beautiful, good job. And then back to what we're doing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah. Affection, for some dogs it's more powerful than others, but for all dogs, and affection, it's not just pets and cuddles and
Right.
you know baby talk, shit
Right.
like that. Affection could be a walk.
Right.
Affection could be continuing to move forward.
Right.
Affection could be ball time. Affection could be, and it depends on the dog. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's power. To me, it looks like every time you go in and you're moving with that kind of like really clear intention with him of like your energy is very powerful to him,
Yeah.
and your affection is also very powerful. I can see it like melts his body when you do that. So use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
Catch those little moments, and just like you did, like you're a natural, give him a little good job.
Yeah.
And then back to what we were doing.
Right.
Capture those moments that are beautiful and juicy like that.
Yeah.
Because that's how we continue to build this connection and continue to build on the, oh man, it feels good when I'm with you.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
this feels
Everything good comes from me.
good. Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
want it to be. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Like, this feels really good. This doesn't feel like somebody's bossing me around
Right.
and making me,
Right.
you know, do this and that. Like, I want to hang out with you because I like it. It feels good.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have fun together. Yeah.
Yeah, we have fun together. Yeah, there's rules, there's boundaries, there's limits. But the more we understand and we're clear about those rules and those boundaries and those limits, the bigger our world becomes and the more stuff
Right.
we get to experience together.
Right.
And it's so much fun. And we both have a super fulfilled life.
Right.
Our time with the dogs is short. We have
Right.
short lives relatively, but they have super short lives.
No kidding.
And we go through a lot of best friends in lives.
Yes.
Here and there. They only have one.
Right.
And it's you.
Yeah.
So we've got to keep that in
I
mind.
know,
when
I know.
it's, you know, which I clearly.
I mean,
do.
I want him to have a not good, balanced, happy life. I
Yeah.
mean, you know.
Yeah. And so, like, body language here goes, like, look at those eyes. Like, that
Yeah.
car just went by, which I know he's not super reactive to cars. It's mostly the trailers.
Yeah.
But, like, did you see the eyes? So compared to, like, what we're doing now.
He's gonna do something.
Okay, so right here,
So
I
now
want you to
what do I
pick up the leash and just put a little bit of pressure towards you. Good. There you go. Did you see that? Now give him a little bit of love. Did you see how you brought him back to you?
Yeah.
Just with a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So that's the moment where I want you to catch before the explosion.
Yes.
Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
And a lot of times, he will give a precursor like that.
oh yeah,
A lot of
almost
times.
always.
Sometimes-
It's rare that yeah.
But it's
There you go. So, yes. Nice. And it's okay to struggle a little bit like there. Beautiful.
see now I can tell he's kind of melting down a little bit.
Mhm.
I can tell he's just kind of like okay.
He's surrendering to the fact that this is what we're doing right now.
Right.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is all we're doing.
And it's hard. I think it's hard for him to surrender.
It's hard for us.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, especially the way life is set up for us humans, which then trickles into the dogs.
Yeah.
There's so much going on all
Yes.
the time.
And there's a lot going on. I mean, I hate to say this, but it's like out here, there's so much stimulation
Mhm.
between the smells of the animals and noises and
Mhm.
other animal noises and
Mhm.
things running around constantly
Mhm.
and snakes and all these rocks. Believe me, he's been on top of all of those things.
Mhm.
I mean, he's very curious and very
Yeah, little micro habitats for all
right.
kinds of
So
things.
it's like
yeah.
but it's life, and
You're right.
I can't. You know, I know his world has gotten a little smaller,
Mhm.
but
As it tends
there's
to
nothing
be.
I can change. It's life. I have to train according to that.
Yes. Yes. Just like we have to adapt to all
Right.
kinds of certain things that
Right.
maybe we're not super big fans
Right.
of.
There's people who like the city, and there's people who like the country.
Right,
So
yeah.
it's like,
But it, like, just like you said, it's life. We have to adapt and figure out how to not allow these things to slow us down so much that we get stuck in this little tiny.
stuck in the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so we've got the body laying down, but he's still.
Yep.
And so if he gets to, I'm not sure what he sees. It really doesn't matter.
I
what
don't
he
either,
sees.
but- Yeah, it doesn't. So when he keeps like this, do I keep pulling him to me or?
No, so if you're right now, like, and remember, like, this is I don't know, this is probably the first time we've really like asked him to do something like this around stimulation like this, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna be challenging. That's perfectly normal.
Right.
To me, this doesn't look over the top to me
No.
at all.
No.
The strategy that you're doing to try to bring him back to you, it's looking good to me. Is he coming back to you? I mean, no. But we'll get there.
Right. Right.
If we take it any higher than
Then I need to start walking.
we need to add in movement.
Okay.
We need to movement is your friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he's showing you, think of anything that he's giving you that maybe is popping up, maybe a little bit of frustration in you, and it's
Right.
just think of it
Right.
as information.
Okay.
The dog is giving you information about where he's at and what he can handle right now at this stage.
Okay.
And if sitting
Right.
still,
I don't expect miracles overnight.
right. But if we stay consistent, we can get to the goal that and the picture in our mind that we have. And that, yeah, you probably need to add a little bit of movement here.
Yeah, let's try it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here let's work him off of this. So keep walking, give him the leash. If he wants to move out to you, let him have it. We're gonna work him off of something. Okay, so you start backing up here. Let manager around you. Okay, so don't put any, okay, so don't put any pressure. It's okay. The fact that you put a little bit and he came back to you, even when he's like locked in on that, that's good news. That's good news.
So this comes back to the theory of like giving him options. Of like, all right, look, there's no longer just one option of you see something, you lock onto it, gotta have it, we're going for it. Let me give you like a little bit of conflict resolution here of like, yeah, you can look at that, yeah, and things are gonna pop up.
Exactly how I feel.
But let me give you a different strategy that maybe feels a little bit better for you.
See, he's like waiting.
Give him more line, keep backing up. Keep backing up. All right. So right here, I want you to. You got him back. You didn't have to put any pressure. So that's showing me right there, Carol, that already in his mind, he knows there's more than one option here. Because he just took a different one. Is he super like off of that and connected back to you? No, but we have no explosion. If we allowed him to, would he go get it? Probably. Yeah.
I mean, he'd go over there fence and keep looking and keep looking and.
Yeah.
I mean,
But where I see a lot of owners and especially novice trainers. Okay, so let's. So angle your pressure this way and walk that way. Turn around, walk that way. Good. Good.
Now, let me ask you this. Am I effing him up by letting him loose out here and he fixates and does that?
Okay. Good question. I don't think you're effing him up, but is it?
It's not in my best interest.
No.
So-
If your goal is to get him to stop doing this completely, then yeah, every time we're allowing him to do it, remember what we allow in the dog's mind, we agree with.
Right. And so-
Even if you're coming out here, God damn it, get off that fence.
Yeah.
To him, that just reads as more excitement.
I mean,
right?
if he hears it squeak and he runs to the fence and he's looking,
Yeah.
you know, is that horrible? I don't know.
No.
I mean, I guess I have to decide it. But then it's like, if I'm coming and doing this and I'm asking him not to go to the fence, that's effing him up.
I mean, we need to be clear.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, so how do I be clear? Like, sometimes it's okay and sometimes it's not. I can't.
Yeah.
And this is the life.
So this is why I think maybe e-collar would be a good strategy for you, because then we can communicate at a distance.
Yeah.
A nice long distance, like a mile long distance.
Right.
Where right now we're using the leash and the pressure on the
Right.
leash to communicate to him to come back. But if we work on the e-collar and teach him, which the e-collar is the same pressure as the leash, it just comes from like the stimulation instead. So if and when we start working on an e-collar, we start just like we did today. Today we worked on a prong. But with an e-collar, we'll put the e-collar on, we'll condition him, we'll find his working level, and then we'll start using the leash paired, because he knows the leash. He knows the pressure of the leash, right? We'll start pairing the pressure of the leash, which he knows well, with the pressure of the e-collar. And then
I think when I first got it, what was hard is like, I felt like, you know, even though I put it on there, and I even made like a collar for him, like elastic things.
the bungee collar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I made one for him.
Nice.
And I still feel like there were times when it was like nothing. I mean, he didn't even like twitch an ear or anything.
Uh-huh.
When before, when I tested him with it, I would just have him there and I'd try to, 6 or something. trying to work with it, and it's like nothing, 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 nothing. And I was like, turned it up a little more, nothing, nothing. I mean, like, not a twitch, not. So I was like, are they making contact? And that's so I was feeling like it was like maybe not.
Yeah, without being there, it's hard for me to tell what
But
the
I,
issue
it
was, but
wasn't giving me what I
what you needed, yeah.
kind of, and
Yeah,
I
let's
didn't
move in
have,
this way,
and I
'cause-
didn't have. And I didn't have.
Moving back on place over here. Yeah, and you know, we could speculate on what exactly happened there. I have multiple e-collars. I use the mini educators too, just because I like them the best. I've used several others in my career. I like the mini
Yeah,
educators.
and I will buy it again if it
You don't
works.
need to.
Okay.
So I have one at home.
I'd like to try it.
Yes.
I'd like to try it, practice it, and if I getting the results I want,
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to invest in it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because that's what I really want. I really want something where when he gets to a good place that I can take him out hiking or, you know, to some of these outlying areas that are, you know, where there aren't people and stuff like
Yeah.
that too much, but,
Yeah.
you know, that, you know, dip and,
Yeah.
and take
And
him
it's
to like
clear.
to the beach
Yeah.
or something like that where I could just, you know, let him go and then come back to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, again,
I think we can get there for sure.
I think we can get there, yeah. And let's talk about it further as we
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
get
that's
into it.
way down
And
the line.
I think it would be a good tool for you guys, especially for
too.
the life that you want to live with him.
Yes.
And the property that you're on right now.
Yes.
I think it would be a great tool for both of you.
Yes.
Yeah, I do. And yeah, we'll get
Yeah,
further
that's
into that as we go on for sure.
down the line a little bit.
But I think I don't know where we're at as far as time today.
Either.
But I think like these two things we've worked on today, I think are going to put you guys in a better spot, and let's keep building on
too.
that for
Okay.
sure.
I'll practice with this.
Next time we will. I do want to hit. I think we have plenty of time to hit the house today.